Welcome back to some Fallout New Vegas. Let's see about getting our brain back, huh? Alright. Let me look at my quest list here really quick. It just says, retrieve your brain from the Forbidden Zone. But before it did, I wanted to explore this area briefly. See what we can find hiding in the treasure trove of cabinets that Dr. Mobius has here. Pack of cigarettes. Yeah, let's put this in. We don't need that. Man, guy's got a lot of cigarettes. Well, he did say he was like addicted to like Mentats and Psycho, I think. Yeah, cigarettes for days. Okay, nothing there really. Man, you know, the other place was like all nice and clean and stuff, and not so much here, you know. Let's see what he's got though. We'll take the scrap metal.
Nobody ever notices me, but they notice the Pip-Boy light.
Thank you, Evie. I'm very well aware that I have it on. That's okay. Cabinet. A beer. Let's see. Oh, a combat armor. Hello. We'll take that. Do we open this one? Ah, bobby pin.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Let's see. Mentats. Oh, what is this? Another layer. Okay, we'll unlock this. God dang it. Didn't mean to do that. Ah! Get out of here. Holy cow, that's, oh, I thought this said 200. I was like, dang! 200. Let's grab that. Watch more cigarettes. Of course. Guy was a smoker, wasn't he? What is that noise? Better not run into like anything weird in here, you know. I'm tired of fighting robo scorpions and all the like. Okay, let's see. Tool cabinet, scrap metal, we'll take that. It's my brain. I'm wondering how we're gonna get that back. What do we got here? More cigarettes. Is that a stim pack? Oh, it's a Psycho. Scientist scrubs. Oh, there's a desk. Take that. Man, if I ever needed cigarettes, I know where to come. You know, not one note or anything. So Dr. Mobius, kind of interesting how this whole story ended up turning out. Basically, like, you know, he, let's see, how can I best summarize this the way I understand it? So, you know, he worked with the other scientists, and they were experimenting with a bunch of different type of technologies. And essentially, from what I understand, he kind of had a falling out with the other scientists because I think he was a little afraid that they were, oh my god.
Electrons attached to the neutron.
Guy had a mentats problem, didn't he? Holy mackerel. They don't weigh anything, so why not? I have mentats for days. So, okay. So he basically had a falling out with his other scientist buddies. They were experimenting with some technologies, and I think he was a little concerned about those technologies being unleashed on the wasteland, or on the world. And so he essentially, like, sabotaged them in a way that they kind of forgot parts of their memory, you know, which is why they can't, like, you know, there's things they can't remember, and they wanted us to go and find a few things. But, you know, interestingly, so he basically tried to trap them here, I guess, the way I understand it. And so he did a couple of things that facilitated that. One, you know, he created, so he has like he set up the perimeter fence, right? And I think that was in a way to make sure that the lobotomites didn't escape into the wasteland. And he had the robo-scorpions, which, so I guess fun fact, they can't steal. Can I see? Ah, there they are. One of them was like a female, though. I don't know. Anyway, so they can't, like, steal intelligence, like he's saying. But it was like a story. He set up these broadcasts to essentially instill fear and make it seem like that they couldn't leave the dome, you know. So that's why they've been sending, like, you know, us out.
I'm imagining all sorts of imaginary numbers right now.
And I guess that's just, you know, I think he also kind of sabotaged himself, if I remember right, or however he said it. And I guess that was like the status quo, you know. That's basically how it was just going to be. It was just going to be a perpetual cycle of, like, you know, us versus them type deal. You know, there's a couple people that came here, so obviously we came here. Elijah came here, Christine, and some other guy. I don't know who it is, but and I think we've been the most successful out of everybody, at least in confronting him. Oh, what do we got here? What is this? Is this a Proton X? Let's see if I can pick up those. I don't want to pick up the Proton X, but I would like to pick up, if I can, those other. Oh well, it's only one. Okay. So I don't think he actually has intentions on harming them, but yeah, just kind of an interesting story, and then, you know, how they tied everything back to.
They said I was mad.
Everything that, like, Sinclair was involved with, you know, having them research things like the chem suits, the dispensers. What else did he have? Oh, the holograms. You know, a lot of different stuff. So, very, very interesting how it kind of tied. You know, how it kind of was brought together. But that's my understanding of it. So I'm gonna save it really quick in case I mess something up here. But let's see how we can get our brain back.
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in.
This is what I sound like?
And where have we been? Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Ah, this is too weird. I'll be back later. Okay, my brain. We have reunited once again.
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
Man, I didn't realize I was such a smartass. Why are you such a dick? There's no need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is a slightly odd event. Listen, you're my brain, so you better be more respectful. Let's see, how the hell did Mobius get a hold of my brain? Let's see, why are you such a dick? I gotta ask this. I'm just curious what he's gonna say.
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Hmm? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
I mean, technically, yeah. He's the brain. It's the brain. It's responsible. It's the brain of the operations. Isn't that what they say, right? Like, oh, come on, that's fun stuff. I didn't realize it caused so much distress. Okay, let's see. Of course you're responsible. You're my brain.
I most certainly am not. I'm the seat of all reason and logic in our little partnership. All those feelings that motivate you, that sense of righteousness and that rush you get when you help someone, do you know where those come from? Glands. They come from glands.
Glands, he says.
Tyranny of your ape-like and primitive endocrine system, I can see how foolish your motives are.
But you're the source of most of those glands, so unless you're arguing that my thyroid is to blame, let's medicine this shit.
Well, look, it's all a very complex system of biofeedback and other things I wouldn't expect you to understand.
Okay. Admit it. You're just as glandular as I am.
Oh, all right. Perhaps I am, but at least I'm logical about it.
Okay. Let's see. Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head. Let's see. So how did Mobius here get a hold of my brain?
After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome.
But how? How did he do that? He's way over there. Or sorry, he's way over here. They're way over there. Like, you know, A plus B has to equal C. Like, what happened? Let's see what he has to say.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I didn't come around until I was safely ensconced in this tank. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though.
Maybe, you know, if he talked about it last time and I just missed over it, then... Okay, that seems like a pretty unlikely coincidence.
Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it.
Okay. Well, I think that's all we're going to get for there. Well, on to something else.
Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied.
Maybe. Don't you want to be reunited?
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing.
Oh my
Look
gosh.
at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions.
Yeah.
Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
Okay. But what about the good old times, right? Like a cool breeze on your cheek, the smell of food, and love? Too bad I've got arms. You don't. You're coming with me. We'll force it.
Overrated biological feedback. Believe me, you only feel that way because you've got all that meat. Oozing hormones.
Let's see here. It isn't just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones. So, what? You'd rather just stay here, never leaving that tank, or whatever that stuff is? Or, let's see, well, if you like being stuck in there so much, maybe I'll just leave you. Never mind. Okay, let's speech it.
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're at an impasse then. You can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I challenge you to a trial by combat. Alright, let's see here. I think we have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated. Okay.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, Brain? Just me for some more old wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoin your body if that's your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem.
Of course we do.
Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Alright, let's see. They promised to put us back together once I did what they wanted. And let's go make them share. Okay.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Okay. Let's see. What's so bad about letting the brains get out? They don't seem that terrible. Let's see. You're part of me. I know you don't want to be... I know you don't want to let that happen any more than I do. Alright, let's do speech.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right. What's the plan?
I mean, I grab you, we walk over there, and we tell them what we're gonna do. I'll handle the brains, you stay here, you'll be more useful outside of my head. If the think tank won't hold up their bargain, we'll make them. Let's go. Let me leave him here and see if I can go handle the other ones.
That arrangement suits me fine. Do try not to get too many holes drilled in your head, will you? I may want to drop by for sentimental reasons. Right then. You'd best be off, hadn't you?
Making up your
The think
mind.
tank will be waiting. No, don't worry about me. When you're gone, I'll flush myself over to the sink. It's amazing how far you can get in this place with a good flush. I'll keep myself hidden in the ductwork. Klein won't suspect I'm inside the dome, so he won't know the pacification field no longer works on us. I can also upgrade the sink's autodock with the procedures to reinstall your heart and spine, assuming you want all that flesh and gristle back. With any luck, I'll see you in the sink when this is all over.
I mean, the spine that I got's actually kind of good, right? I think, wait a minute. Don't we got... Yeah, we get +1 strength. I mean, we can probably do without that, right? All right, Dr. Mobius. Thanks for nothing. What do we got over here? Is this Radaway? Oh, whiskey. Whiskey and Mentats. What a good combination. Sounds like there was a party in here. All right, I think we've explored enough. Wasn't he just over here? Yeah, he was. Man, he's pretty mobile, isn't he? Okay. I swear, if there's more Robo-Scorpions... Okay. I was expecting like a robot army. Let's see. So this is the thing they must have used to like shoot at the Robo-Scorpion boss to test it. You know, there's something unnerving about walking under like some kind of like giant lightning machine like that. I mean, over here it's like pretty high up, but there's been some places in the game that they're like right by your head, you know? I can just feel it like trying to like arc over to you and ground, travels through your body, cinched. All right, nobody there. Okay, world map. Oh, let me give you some coffee cups.
Oh, please, please tell me you brought me some coffee cups.
I believe I did.
Oh, sweet.
Give him the coffee cups. I only had 5. Do I got any plants growing? No. Hey, buddy, you need to get a move on it. I expect things to grow a little bit quicker than that. All right. Oh, you know what? I never looked at what the new thing that I got did. Let's see,
What's the haps?
well, let me tell you what the haps is. We need to recalibrate our sonic
Right
emitter
on.
here. Let's see, Gabriel's bark. Wait a minute. Where's all the other ones? Ah, here we go. So we picked up Robo Scorpion. I wonder what it does. I wonder if it'll tell me what it does. It says bonus damage versus robots, power armor, and critical strike explosion. Interesting. I wonder if it's like the Robo Scorpion laser. The quad laser.
You ever heard of Tiny Lester Luton? Best
Wait a minute.
jazz harmonica I ever heard.
There's something else here that I got. Hold on a second. There's two quest markers. There's one right here.
Don't ask me.
The auto dock. Oh, implant M5 is now available.
You require some additional services?
What does it do?
And rightly so, I should...
Let's see, what does M5 do? Increase speed while crouched. Oh man. I mean, that would be nice. Is it worth 10,000 caps? No. But I mean, if I had like a lot of caps, maybe, you know, if I was just like drowning in caps, but I don't know about that much, so I don't know how fast you do nothing. Okay. Alright, let's go to the think tank here. Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. So, okay, I'm gonna save because I have a lot of stuff in my makeshift stash box, and I'm hoping that, I don't remember who it was. Someone in my past stream, they told me that you can come back and forth to here once you've left. So as long as I can get back in here to access my stash box, I think I'll be okay. So then I can kind of do like a little bit of an inventory shuffle. Cause right now, like I got way too much stuff. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost like capped on space as it is right now. So I just want to make sure not lose anything, you know. We've collected quite a bit of things here. Why is it all red in here? This is suspiciously creepy, if I have to say so myself. I don't like this. You know, they were all moving around, happy and joyful and stuff, and now I feel like I'm gonna get attacked. The brains. Is this Dr. Klein? Can I talk to any of these guys? Let's see here. Can I talk to Dr. Boreas? Dr. O? Dr. Dollar?
You should really see, Dr. Klein. We're all awaiting the results of your experiment. Until our next interaction, my intriguing little lobotomite.
Okay, I guess we'll see what he has to say.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. Mobius been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
Let's see. I found my brain. Now you and I are going to settle some things. I think you're past due for your own lobotomy, Klein. You may have noticed the pacification field is down. Guess what happens now? Ooh. Okay, we're going to settle some things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
do we want to choose here?
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
Is it a bad thing that they get released? Let's see here. I don't want to lie, but you think I am the lobotomite? No. For my skull house is the brain of Mobius. Let's see here. Let's see, do you think I killed Mobius? Okay. Maybe you should confer with your colleagues. I can't let you dissect the Mojave or let you leave. Okay, how about discuss with your colleagues?
Nonsense. Confer, colleagues. Those are two words I do not recognize.
Dr. Klein, I must intersect. Please, do not harm the lobotomite.
I'm not going to harm it. I'm going to dissect it until it's dead. Why the sudden intersection, Dalla?
I cannot stand a sweet breathing organism breathing in and out to suddenly not breathe. We must keep it alive. For study. Slow study.
Dalla, these vocalized pauses are unlike you. What do you care?
Fine. Are you sure we've calculated all the combat probabilities here? I mean, the lobotomite confronted Mobius. Plus, you know, we haven't had a COMBAT drill in forever. I don't think we could form a tactical attack triangle if we wanted to.
Releasing the WOMBAT was not my plan, oh, so get off my voice box.
Silencing opinionators.
Why are you acting like this? You've never refused to commit necessary surgery before. And this lobotomite needs its surgery.
I really wish I could understand what this one was saying. The bumblebee guy. I don't know if I had high enough int, I'd be able to, but there was an option like in the beginning, but I didn't have the int to do it.
There is no room in my vocabulators for friend and lobotomite in the same sentence. The very concept, revolting. Perhaps you are irradiated with camaraderie radiation. We have chems for that. We can save you from your emotional addiction.
If I may, I feel as if I must be the voice of reason here. This lobotomite is much like us. Regarding even animals and pets as nothing more than avenues to promote science. There is good here. Instead of ending its life on the table, we should prolong its suffering in the name of science. Like good old Gabe, the finest of lab specimens.
Why am I even listening to you fools? Enough of this mutinous chorus. If there's a word I hate, it's mutiny.
Mutiny.
And the word jism, which
Jism?
never made any sense to me. It's ridiculous putting j and z together like that. Nonsense. I count as 5. Like the mighty human hand I once had, with its 5 penises clenched in a fist.
Are we gonna have to fight these guys? I really don't want to. Sounds to me like your math is wrong and the odds aren't good.
Nonsense! The mathematics of this situation are on our side, lobotomite. I believe... No, wait. Carry the 2, then... If this were a democracy, I would be concerned. We are too scientific for that. So just surrender.
It's not a democracy, it's a research facility, and over half your colleagues dispute your findings. Okay.
You dare use logic against me?
I do, and here's the deal. I'm not going to surrender, you are.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
You can still do that here, and quietly for me. I can bring the Mojave, this world, to you. You'll be safe and you'll still be able to experiment. That sounds like a good one.
For you? And for science? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
All right. Okay, leave the think tank.
The teddy bear lobotomite returns. My teddy bear. How can I assist in relieving your curiosity?
Well, I think,
What? I have 200 of...
I think it's all the same thing.
And...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've, for all of these folks, I exhausted all of their dialogue. Hopefully I didn't miss a quest while I was here, but I tried to pick them all up. I think we did everything. Okay, so we leave. Let me look at the map. I guess it doesn't matter which one you go to. We'll go to the sink.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new, and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him over much. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The Sync atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The biological research station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip. And
Chinese
the whole thing
paperclip?
had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
Oh my goodness.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the big empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster
toaster.
continued
This
its
guy cracked
psychotic
me up.
spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Oh my god, look at all those cups.
Coffee cups. Although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village.
Oh no.
It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre were bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
Well, he could have done it
As
sooner.
the courier ran through the X8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements.
What about
Rather
Roxy?
than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt warm, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
Ah. The cybernetic canine gender female designated Roxy sat in her guard post in X8. That is until her I'm in heat programming circumvented her stay routine, and then she loped into the Mojave. There she ran across Rex, who had been following the courier just as she had. They barked for a while, I didn't get to read it. The two of them constructed a litter of cyber pups and a small army of Boston Terrifiers that gnawed and devoured anything in their path. Aww.
At the Big Empty.
I loved
A
Roxy.
strange thing to say, but it was the truth.
I'm glad we kept her.
Brains
We were
are
able to
less
keep her
important
alive.
than they may seem. When the courier's body finally passed, the brain was saddened. It kept on, remembering the vessel that had once contained it.
Oh, we left the brain
Even
there?
at the end, when it started to fail, however, the brain resisted going into a floating chassis like the think tank. It never said why. Perhaps it was out of respect for the courier's body. All things must come to an end, and to hang on to the past is something that's not to be undertaken lightly.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside.
Huh.
They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues. It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning. Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The sink sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Only one road remained. I wonder if they're talking about, is it called the Lonesome Road? Okay. You've acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. It's capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave Wasteland and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave or go back to Big Mountain from Mojave, you simply equip the Transportal Ponder as you would any weapon, pull the trigger, and away you'll go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations, and it's totally incapable of harming your enemies. Well, that's just great. Okay. So it said that there's other things that we can explore here. Let me see what the toaster has to say.
With the brains dealt with, soon we can spread our rule across the Mojave. All will eat burned toast in despair.
Okay.
Yes! Flee before my terrible power!
I think, honestly, the toaster... My goodness, buddy. I think the toaster is probably one of my favorites. I'm curious what... Oh, here's the brain. Can we talk to it?
Nice to see you back. I trust the adventuring is going well.
Yes, it is. Oh, we can put it back in our head.
Barring the unlikely event...
So I wonder... What do we get? What do we get out of this? Let's see. What... I wonder what impacts us if we don't have our brain, you know?
Let's see. 4, 5, 8, 1, 5, 1. Yes, that's it. I've calculated pi to the very end.
You can't. It's like, I don't think there is an end to pi.
We haven't seen anybody in a while. Maybe the monsters have stealth suits too.
Now I'm trying to talk to... Gosh, there we go.
So you beat the big brains at their own game, huh? Guess you'll be putting your walking shoes on again. Hitting that old Lonesome Road.
The Lonesome Road. Yeah, that's the next DLC. Okay. Do you play music?
Used to. Long time ago. Then old Doc Mole ripped out my
Oh, I thought we were going to be able to put music on.
Stuck in more acoustical processors. Guess you could say I got the blues, even if I can't play them no more.
Okay.
Get you.
He's got the blues. What we got here? Mad Scientist Scrubs. Okay. So, yeah, we are going to... Oh my gosh. They could at least wash the sheets. I know that's not for me. Who's got all the sweat stains? At least that's what I hope it is. Anyways, oh my goodness, yeah, we got a lot of stuff here. Okay. What's this? This is a weapon, right? Yeah. That is a weapon of sorts. Okay. Alright, so light switch, we gotta talk to all of them.
You outbrained the big brains? That is so hot.
Why, yes it is.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. What does your friend have to say over here?
I understand you're to be congratulated on the recovery of your missing organs. Bravo.
Can you turn those lights on for me?
Unlike certain other light switches, I'm competent. I'd just love to turn those lights on for you.
Thank you. Smart lights, 2 int, 5 repair. Alright, so let's see. Muggy, what do you got to say, buddy?
Please, please, please tell me you stomped Dr. O's brain into a pie paste. Did he squeal? Did he beg? God, I hope he begged. Who's the flatware bitch now? Oh!
Ah, Jesus. Alright.
Sure.
Okay, so who else we got here? We got the doc.
If you haven't found any...
I trust matters regarding your brain were resolved to your satisfaction.
Yeah. Can you do a psychiatric evaluation?
Concerned about the state of your mind, are you? Well, such things ain't my specialty, but I'm happy to tender my opinion as to your mental health. I should make you aware that the benefits of such a procedure are exclusive. That is, this only works once. Now, are you sure this is what you want?
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Well...
Communists in
Let me save really quick. I don't really know what this does. So... I want to,
backyard?
If you're planning to stay a while...
Let's see.
Concerned...
What's this do?
Alright, just try to relax.
The Autodoc's psychiatric evaluation will allow you to redefine the traits you selected when you created your character. You may only do this once. Oh, wow. Okay, so I can... So I suppose I could probably go back in and put some stuff in int. So I'm not like a 5 int character running around. Let's see. I'll wait for a minute,
You're
though.
not looking hard enough.
My plant still ain't grown? Alright, let's talk to the sink.
You're back, and the brains didn't lobotomize you. Well, not any worse, at least. Hooray!
Okay.
Come back.
What about the biological person over here?
You took care of them brains pretty good, baby. Nice. Hurry back with that.
Okay. Can I cook anything? No. Ah, I never opened up the refrigerator here. Okay. And I think the book dude. book shoot.
Greetings, citizen. Ready to receive seditious materials. Fantastic, citizen. Won't that keep you happy?
Processed pencils. 22 pencils removed. 110 leads added. Scrap metals added. Oh god, that weighed me down, didn't it? Oh, it did. Can I make anything out of it? We cannot. Oh boy. Well, I mean, being able to get the scrap metals is pretty good, but oh. And I don't want to get rid of them either because I need those to be able to make weapons repair kits, which have come
Have
in
you
quite
been
handy.
flirting with the ice queen?
Oh my goodness. Jealous much, are you? Let's see, miscellaneous. Let's put up our wrench, the wonder glue, and the scrap metal. Okay, there we go.
Again? Ugh, I'm so much more fun.
I'm sure you are. Okay, oh, and let's see, who's the last one we need to talk to? A sink.
Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank have been satisfactorily concluded vis-a-vis your residence in this domicile? In addition to managing the personality matrices of the other household utilities, I can provide Sir with direct access to the commissary. Any goods Sir might require may be purchased through my shopkeep interface, whence tiny robots shall deliver them forthwith to this very domicile.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all the personalities. I don't think I missed any. So we have the sink. We have. Okay. So then, how do I get out of here? Oh, the that's right. The what's it called? Big Mountain Transportal Ponder. Oh yeah, look at this thing, man. That looks pretty high speed. We're back. What do we got over there? Looks like a mole rat. Oh, we'll leave it alone. So, yeah, that was a pretty good DLC. Definitely the longest for sure, but I liked it though. The Mojave Drive-In, man, dude, I have so many places that I have not so many places that I haven't explored here. You know, I thought like, man, there's a lot. And you know, I feel like I've done I've tried to do like a lot of the quests. So I think a lot of these are just places that you just probably would just find from exploring, you know. Powder Gang, Lone Wolf Radio. Oh, that must be this must be the I wonder if that's the location of the next DLC. I thought it was Canyon Wreckage. Yeah, it's one of these two if I remember right. Okay. California Sunset Drive-In. Huh. Yeah, I you know, I do want to be able to get through the game, but God, I would love to be able to visit all these places, but holy mackerel, there is a ton that I have not gone to yet. Remnants Bunker, Silver Peak Mine. Like, I'm worried that I'll get I guess you never know like what you're gonna run into, but because you know some of these places are gonna be like buildings that you have to go inside, and you know once you get inside of a building, like, you know, who knows what's gonna happen, you know. Ripcon headquarters, Raoul's shack. Oh, I haven't taken Raoul there yet. You know, one of the things I'm kind of upset about, and I think I did this to myself, but you know, I picked up a couple companions kind of late in the game. Raul and Arcade Gannon, I think his name was. Arcade Gannon. And I couldn't really figure out how to progress their quest lines, or like the companion quest line. My only thought process is that I needed to have them with me while I was doing quests. I don't think it was simply a matter of time. Like, I think you have to do stuff with them, or potentially, I wonder if it's also based off of like enemies that you kill. Like, I wonder if there's some kind of like hidden companion like meter or something, you know. All right, first things first, let's do this really fast. Let's go to Good Springs. So we're gonna come and get everything. Sneaky Pete's not out. We're gonna get everything transferred. Oh, I'm still crouching. I'm like, why am I walking so slow? There's a big order over there. All right, so let's see if everything's still safe. Yes, it is. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Okay. Anything that weighs something, we're gonna stash for the most part. The scripture. Okay. This is where I'm gonna have problems. I got a lot of stuff in here. Oh, the big book of science. Okay, blood pack. Okay, we can use that one too. Cola. Purified water. Okay. This is gonna take me a minute to go through all this stuff. Holy mackerel. Let's see, sugar bombs. What do we got here? What? Whoa, 19? Dang. I made quite a bit, didn't I? All right, let's see here. Apparel. So let's put this up. That up. That up. I'm gonna put. It's kind of nice though. I think I'm gonna put that one back on. Let's see. So let's put up this stuff. Okay, and then weapons. Man, I have so much. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time trying to go back through everything and figuring out like what I want, you know. Plasma defender. Let's see. Power fist. Riot shotgun is so good. Okay. Oh no! I put something up that I shouldn't have. Hold on a second. I gotta find it. It's called. What was it called? The transponder thingy. I hear someone behind me. Where in the hell is that? What? What was it called? Maybe it's not a weapon. Is it in my items? Really? Huh. Okay, hold on a second. Maybe it's something that I can't. Oh, I can't. Okay, gotcha. Let's zoom. Oh, this is nice because I can just go right back and forth from here. So let's see how much stuff we actually got over here. Because what's my weight at right now? 48. All right.
It's not like I haven't tried to get along with.
Are we gonna be able to pick it all up? No, we're not. Jesus, man. All right.
Lord knows I have. She's just such a bluesy.
I'm such a hoarder. Oh, man. Of course, it would put me all the way back here, wouldn't it? All right, that's fine. Let's see. That's okay. Let's see. Good Springs. Why does the music gotta be all creepy? Okay. Alright, now let's do this all over again. Oh boy. Bone saw. I don't know, I picked up a hammer. Let's see. Oh, we got these books. Oh, I can probably give them to that one dude. I'm going to do that when I go back there. Let's see. Pre-war book. Too bad you can't turn in pre-war money. Okay, let's see. Aid. What was that? Salient green. Night Stalker Squeezins. Okay, and then, alright, so combat armor. Recon armor. Okay, and then, let's see here. Eliza's jury-rigged cannon. These things are interesting because they take health from you when you use them, so I wonder if someone's got like a build based off of these things. The Fido. Oh, man, I have so many weapons. So many weapons. Okay. Alright, we're down to 59. We should be able to get everything the rest from here. No, my game crashed. Oh, no. I don't want to do all that again. Let's see where it loads me back up. The weapon of disconnect. How unfortunate. Where did I save? I was not expecting that. Let's see if there's a auto save. Okay. Let's see here. Hopefully this should have been after I picked up all that stuff. Good Springs. What do I got on me? Hold on, let's look at that. Yeah, okay. All right, you know what? I tell you what. I am... Let me look at something really fast here. Quests. What is the... Let's see, is it called the Reunion? I think this is Lonesome Road. Yeah, Canyon Wreckage. Okay. So... Tola, thank you for the follow. Hello, how you doing? I appreciate the support. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. So next time we play, we're going to do the Lonesome Road DLC. And then that way I can get ready to finish the game. I really want to be able to kind of get to a point where I can finish the game, because I've been getting really antsy about playing Fallout 3. Not that I haven't been enjoying this game. I've been loving it a lot. You know, I feel like when I go to some of these areas, you know, it's just gonna be like, I feel like it's just gonna be like materials and things like that you can pick up, right? So if I go to these things with the intent of just basically exploring and just checking around, like not really picking, you know, I guess I have to look through everything, but you know, nope. I don't. What's this say? Caesar's Legion safe house, old nuclear test site. So I don't like, you know, I don't really want spoilers, but if there's long 15, if there's places that I probably should check out before finishing the game, because I don't know if I'm gonna do all these. You know, like the Powder Ganger Camp South. Like obviously, there's probably not gonna be anything like critical there that's related to, well, there might be. I don't want to say obviously there's not. You know, I have no clue. There could be something there important lore related. I'm going to make an assumption that there's probably not, but you know, I could be wrong. So I guess what I'm wondering, Yangtze Memorial, is like, so there's a vault here, right? So a vault's probably an area that I probably should go check out. I guess I'm just wondering, you know, is there some areas that I haven't looked at, that I haven't gone to yet, that I probably should before finishing the game, you know, or, you know, is it, you know, can I basically like finish a game and not worry about missing too much, you know? Cassador Nest, yeah, I feel like we can skip that one. I'm not, you know, I'm definitely not like a completionist by any means, you know. I'm not like, you know, trying to 100% the game. But I will say, like, when I'm playing these type of games, I do try to do as much of the quests as I can that I come across. So I guess in that sense, like, there could be some stuff that I'm missing. But yeah, so I feel like what we might do, and see, the problem is I can't fast travel these places too, so I actually have to like get to a spot that I can run over to them. So I feel like what we might do in the future is, you know, once we're done with Lonesome Road, I might spend an episode and like go wander around and discover these areas and just see. Vault 19 like might take a while to get through, and I remember there was like Vault 34 somewhere. This area was kind of a pain in the ass, because I remember as soon as I went inside of it, it was just radiation overload. And so like I feel like as you're in Vault 34, you're just dealing with a ton of radiation, you're dealing with a ton of enemies, and I'm kind of wondering, like, I had asked, it was quite a few streams ago. It was well before I started the DLC, so I'm gonna say probably like, gosh man, like maybe like 15, 20 episodes ago. I was asking one of the guys in stream that, you know, if there was a quest affiliated with 34, and they said that there was, but when we tried going back to Camp McCarran, like we couldn't find it, so I don't really know. Hey Brandon, how you doing? Lonesome Road is unique. It lets you go back and forth between it and the base game at any point in time. Okay, that's interesting. Thank you for the note there. So yeah, so I feel like what I'm gonna do. Yeah, Brandon, you caught me kind of at the end of the stream here. I was just finishing up Old World Blues, and I'm kind of like talking myself through what I think I'm gonna do here before I finish the game. So obviously you can see there's a lot of areas that I haven't explored yet. and I'm wanting to, you know, I guess I'm trying to make the decision if I want to spend the time to go and explore, you know, explore some of these areas, or if I'm just kind of, I don't want to say wasting time, but you know, if the juice is worth the squeeze, basically. So I think what I might do is, yeah, so next time we play, because here's what I'm going to do. I don't want to sit here and just stream myself like walking stuff back and forth and doing inventory management, right? So I'm going to do, that's like one of the few things I'm going to do off stream. I feel like pretty much everything I've done so far has been on stream, but he says Vault 34 quests you get from the NCR sharecroppers or Veronica, not McCarran. McCarran sends you to Vault 22. You get from the NCR sharecroppers. Where are those people at? I might go over there really quick and see if I can at least pick up the quest. Veronica didn't give me... She didn't give me the quest for it. I've pretty much done most of, like, I feel like I've done the whole Veronica quest line. But maybe I just didn't have her at the right time. Like before meeting the boomers or something. I don't know. It's southeast of New Vegas. So let's see here. New Vegas is up here. Let's see. Is it Camp Golf? Is that the sharecroppers? Or is there, let's see, or is there another? Because nope, it's named Sharecropra. That's a place that I'm not too familiar with. Let's see here, Vault 34. Oh, NCR Sharecropper, there we go. So let's go there really quick. Put our little, let's see, who are you, sharecropper?
Don't know about you, but this beats herding Brahmin back in California.
Let's see, is this the guy I gotta talk to? Lieutenant Romanowski.
I'm not a recruitment officer. You want to join the Army? I'm sure someone at McCarran can point you in the right direction.
What can you tell me about these fields?
Impressive, aren't they? You don't see anything like this outside of NCR territory, that's for sure. We get the water, clean water, pumped in from Lake Mead. If you follow the big pipes, they'll take you all the way to the lake.
Okay, and why are they being guarded?
A lot of the crops grown here support the various NCR camps in the region. McCarran, Golf, and Forlorn Hope, to name a few. We can't have Wastelanders popping in here for a free meal, so my squad and I are assigned to keep things from going to hell.
Okay.
Carry on.
Let's go see if one of these other people... Let's see, there's gotta be, man, this is actually a pretty big area. Let's see. Can you get inside these places? Is this like a building? There it is, there's a door. The greenhouse. Oh my god. This place needs some water. These plants are dead.
Are we being watched?
I feel like we are, Evie. Is there somebody in here? Man, she just creeped me out for a second there. I totally forgot I was still wearing her. Okay. Let's go see if we can find another NCR dude. I wonder if these are all greenhouses. They probably are, huh? Okay. It says you get the quest from Veronica to find certain technologies to show the Elder. One option is found in the vault. You're looking for a civilian farmer with a unique name. Okay. Let's see if we can find this. Let's see if we can find this farmer guy. because I don't know if I'd be able to get it from Veronica at this point, considering we've finished the Brotherhood of Steel quest line. Let's see. Man, where are all the farmers at? Are they sleeping? Okay. Trent Bascom is his name. Well, let's go find Trent. We'll see if he'll give us his quest for Vault 34. I feel like he's not going to be in one of these buildings, but you never know. Yeah, this is a massive. I don't see anybody in here. Nope. Okay. Anyways, yeah, I remember coming across 34, and I just kept thinking, I was like, God, there's got to be a quest like associated with that place, you know? Obviously, I don't expect there to be a quest associated with every location in the game, but for a vault, you know, you would think so. One of the things I actually love about like the Fallout games is learning. So once I kind of learned that each of the vaults have kind of a mission set behind them, or like a purpose, you would say. I'm always very interested to go into the vaults to try to learn like what the purpose of, you know, what the purpose of that vault was. You know, so I think the vault, like inside New Vegas, you know, the idea behind it was to the hell is that? You know, the purpose was to like see how people's gambling habits were. Let's see. Sorry, that's for a different quest. That is Fun in Westside. You want Morgan Blake for Vault 34 quest. Is Morgan Blake here in the NCR Sharecroppers? Okay. Oh, this is locked. I don't want to pick that. It's a she. Okay. Oh, she's probably in this building over here, I bet. Dude, there's like nobody working these crops here. All right, let's see. I haven't gone in here yet. They're probably all sleeping. There. No, where are you going? Oh, but he's got a quest too, right? Okay. Hey, Morgan.
Oh, you here to work? I think I have an extra shovel around here somewhere.
I mean, I guess.
Well, crops aren't doing so well. I'm thinking it might be something in the water. The pump station is pretty run down. You could go take a look around the place, see if you find anything strange going on. What do you say?
I will help you out.
Thanks. That's great. I should get back to work now. See you around.
Hard Luck Blues. And you, Trent.
Howdy. Something I can help you with?
You work the fields, don't you?
Sure do. Came from the hub on account of the Thaler Act. Farming's decent work, but the whole thing's a bum deal.
So yeah, I did know that. So you said, yeah, fun fact, Vault 34 is where the boomers came from. Yeah, when I went to the boomers, and I think it was the little kid that you go and talk to, and he's got the wall mural that kind of shows you their history or whatever. I think that's where I had learned that they came from Vault 34. Also, the tour year, yeah. Also, the scientist guy that you meet in the Repcon Research Center, the place that's near Novak, so the one that's helping the Jason Bright and his followers, he's also from Vault 34. And when you talk to him, you know, he made it sound like that he wasn't, either one, he wasn't well liked from there, or he didn't feel like he was appreciated or something. So he left from there, and I think he felt like his skills were being better used from the Bright followers, or more appreciated. I think that's how it went. Like, that was so long ago that I did that quest line, but I just remember initially that he said he was from Vault 34, and then so it kind of stuck in my mind that, like, you know, way back when I was doing that quest line, I was like, oh, so there's vaults in this game, and I need to be able to go find that vault at some point to go, you know, uncover its secrets or what have you. And then yeah, later then we go and meet the boomers and find out that they're all from there, and then they went and sought refuge in Nellis after, and I don't remember what they said happened with Vault 34. Somehow something happened, and I don't really recall. But yeah, so interesting. So I had always kind of wondered, like, what, like, if there was a quest that takes you to there, like, what was going on. I went in there before I did the DLCs, and that's where I realized, like, okay, yeah, this area sucks. It's heavily irradiated. There's a bunch of enemies in there, and I wasn't having fun. Like, at the time, I was just like, oh, why am I in here? You know, so I was just like, okay, we'll leave. But now that I know that there's going to be a quest associated with it, I'll want to do that. Let's see, what is the Thaler Act?
Something the politicians back in Shady Sands came up with. They pay us to move here and farm the land. They even protect the fields.
Why is this work a bum deal?
Bad soil and ration water. It's to be expected around here. But the rationing's off. Worst part is NCR won't admit it. Pretty hard to meet their crop quotas with 20% less water than we're supposed to be getting. Not that OSI cares about any of this.
Okay.
They're part of the deal. The Thaler Act.
Thaler Act.
We work the fields while they protect the crops and the water. A lot of folks come to New Vegas and lose everything in free side of the Strip. They get hungry, desperate, and try to take our hard work. Much as I sympathize, their theft would put me in a bad spot. I got a crop quota to meet.
Yeah, I like to go and try to learn, like, what the experiments are for each of the vaults whenever I come across them. You know, like 76 had its fair share of vaults to be able to kind of explore and, you know, kind of like learn what was going on there. So, and, you know, obviously in the TV show they kind of allude to that as well. I just haven't, obviously I haven't played a lot of the Fallout games yet. So Fallout 4, I don't really remember coming across a lot of vaults from there. So obviously, like, the vault you emerge from in Fallout 4, they were testing, like, cryogenic freezing, right? And then some of the vaults are control vaults, like 76 and 13. Yeah. You know, so where they really kind of don't have, like, any type of experiment or what have you. But, you know, in 76, I think there was probably a few that I had came across, and then you kind of, like, see, like, what was going on. But, you know, big thing is I, like, yeah, like, as I come across them, I like to be able to kind of learn about what their experiment was and what have you. So, yeah, so 34 you said was to restrict hobbies and overload the vault with more guns. Huh, interesting. So, yeah, so we'll go there at some point. Let's see, what do you grow here?
Everything I can. Farmers out here don't have the luxury of being picky. I get by mostly on maize and tobacco.
It looks like I have, you know, so I have 34 that I have to do, and it looks like there was another one. Vault,
Can do.
22 maybe it was? See, he didn't give me a quest, did he?
Adios.
I don't think he gave me a quest.
Something else I can help you with? Sure. Adios.
Did he give me a quest and I just wasn't paying attention? Let me look really fast. He did not. He must have just been involved with it. Okay. Well, you know, I forgot. But at least we have this one. So let's see here. Okay, so we did get that one though, which is good. Let's go back to my world map really fast. Where was that other vault? There was another vault over here somewhere. Vault 19, that's what it was. Okay, so yeah, so I got Vault 19 that I need to do, and then Vault 34, which is right there, Vault 34. And then we went into and explored Vault 22, which is where they were experimenting with, like, plants, you know? Like, I don't want to say hydroponics, but, like like an ecological experiment. And then we have the one inside New Vegas, which is I don't think it's marked on here, but whatever the name of the vault is in there. The genetically modified plants. And yeah, 22. And I think, God, was there another one somewhere? I think that might have been it for this game. Could have been wrong. Vault 3. Oh, yeah. Vault 3, where the powder gangers were, not powder gangers, but the gang, just the gangs or whatever they called the. That one was like, I don't think I have a spot for it, but it's like, there it is, Vault 3. Yep, the Fiends. That's what it was. Yeah. So one of the only things that I remember like looking up in this game so far is when I came and did the quest in Vault 3, I was doing it as part of the NCR quest line, and they wanted me to come in here and remove Moto Fiend, I think his name was. And so I went in here and we came across Byers, I think his name was. He was an injured NCR ranger. So we saved him. And, oh, man, that was a funny episode because, like, I remember Motor Runner, that's what his name was. I remember, I think his name was Byers. Dude, he would get hit one time and would frickin' die. So I had to reload probably three or four times to, like, do that to where he didn't die on me. And so, anyways, once I killed Motor Runner, it immediately triggered a failed quest that I hadn't picked up. It said, like, you know, oh, you failed this quest. And I was like, what the heck? I failed a quest that I didn't even have? So I went and looked up what that quest was and realized that, you know, it was something that I hadn't picked up. It was from Red Rock Canyon. Yep, from the cons. And so what I don't know is if I could have done, I don't know if I could have done both quests. Like, I don't know if I could have done Red Rock Canyon's quest line first, gone to the Fiends, and then came back around later with the NCR and did their quest line. Either way, you know, I just decided to move forward with the game. But yeah, that was one thing I looked up, and he sells a ton of ammo. Oh, okay. So otherwise I've tried to really refrain from looking up, you know, really anything in the game so far. I may have looked up something else too. I can't quite remember though. But I've pretty much tried to stay pretty blind with it so I can just kind of discover it as I go along. Sneaky Pete, he's back. All right. So yeah. So basically, this is what I'm gonna do. Off stream, I'm going to transport all my stuff that I have over in Big Mountain to my stash box here. And I will get my inventory all sorted out with everything that I'm going to want to carry. And then next time I stream, we will go into the canyon wreckage and begin the Lonesome Road DLC. And then once I'm done with the Lonesome Road DLC, I'll be done with all of them. And I think I will, yeah, so I will obviously do that one quest that I just picked up for Vault 34. And I may spend an episode or two just kind of like going around all these areas. You have 1,000 hours in the game? Oh my god. Like, I'm over here, what's my save file at really quick? I have 107 hours into the game so far. I thought that was a lot. I'm sitting here thinking like, wow, I'm already over 100 hours into this game. It's a lot of fun though. So yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do is I'll do Lonesome Road DLC. When I'm done with that, I'll probably spend an episode or two and going around and trying to discover a lot of these areas. I'll probably spend the first episode doing Vault 34 quest, and then I'll probably do Vault 19, wherever it's at right here. I don't know if there's a quest line associated with Vault 19, but you know, I'll probably just go there and just check it out, and I like to be able to go in and see if I can find out the experiment and everything. And then yeah, I think I might take an episode and just kind of like wander the wasteland and just go through all these areas and just see if there's anything. Let's see, I cannot do the quest on this playthrough. I probably already have progressed too far, did something, like I probably committed to a way that won't allow me to do it, huh? You're the enemy of the powder gangers on this character. Oh, so you gotta be friendly with them. Interesting. Okay. So basically when I go in there, it's gonna be a, what you're telling me is I'm gonna have to be ready for a fight when I go in there. Not a big deal. Yeah, we're vilified with them. There's no coming back from that. But I mean, they're powder gangers. I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, so that's Good Springs locks you out depending on your choice. Oh, interesting. So when you first start the game, wow, that's kind of a choice like way early on, huh? Let's see. But yeah, that'll be my plan of action. So I'll next time I play, I'll get my inventory sorted out and everything. I'll do that. That way, like once I start streaming, I'll be ready to go and ready to start the next DLC. And we'll start Lonesome Road, the 4th and final DLC for New Vegas. You can go an evil route and work with the prisoners instead. I can imagine like a very evil route. You know, obviously there's a route you can side with Caesar, which would be really interesting. So I'm really curious to see like how the ending is. You know, if I didn't, you know, see if I would have played this game on release, you know, and it was like the only Fallout that I was kind of like playing, I probably would have spent the time to like go through it a few times and play through all the different endings and play through like a couple different play styles, you know, and I might later on, but right now I think my priority that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just play through all of the Fallout games. And Caesar's Legion is your favorite faction for quests, really? The NCR ones haven't been bad so far, but yeah, I kind of wonder. I kind of wonder like what it would, you know, what a gameplay would be like, you know, if you kind of went like a villain route, you know. Usually when I play role-playing games, I usually like to play a good character route on my first playthrough. Sometimes it's kind of hard for me, like morally, like to like choose bad, you know, like bad decisions. You know, like oh let's kill this person or that or whatever. But you know, these games, I think that's what I like about like the way this game's been so far is you know, the factions, like you can go like different routes, or like just the Fallout games in general, like they kind of have different, you know, it gives you a lot of freedom to be able to kind of make those decisions of how you want to do it, you know. So all right, let me go ahead and save though. I just saved here. All right, yeah, sorry to cut it a little bit short today. I didn't realize how close I was to finishing Old War Blues and everything else. Let's see. The Russian Badger has a great video on New Vegas worth 30 minutes to watch. Oh, let me ask you a question really quick before I hop off. Is it something that I can be safe watching before I finish the game, or is it something that I should wait to watch until after I finish the game? Because I'm trying to be spoiler free about the endings or anything like that. Wait until afterwards? Okay, all right.
Who do you think is cuter, Dr. Klein or Dr. Boros?
Evie, we are past that. We're not even in Big Mountain anymore. Oh, he does an actual playthrough. Okay, yeah. Like, I will probably go and watch somebody do a playthrough after I'm done, just because I like watching Let's Plays, you know. Especially after, you know, if it's a game that I really enjoy like this one, like I would love to see how somebody else plays the game, you know. But I've been patiently waiting until I finish the game, and then I'll go around and find somebody that has a playthrough. So, Russian Badger. I'll have to make sure and remember that name, though. But I'm going to hop off for now. Here's a satire, but... okay, I got you. But yeah, I'm going to hop off for the evening, so thanks for tuning in. I probably won't be on tomorrow night, but I think maybe Wednesday I might hop back on again. So, but anyways, hey Brandon, yeah, I hope you have a great night, and we'll catch you later. Okay.